right now. Look at the billboard, man. Look at the billboard, man. We taking them.
Excuse me.
Hey, how you doing?
I want to introduce myself. My name is Tyree.
Nice to meet you.
I get nervous every time I see you. I think you're an angel.
I already know your name.
I paid attention for a while and noticed no ring on your finger.
Damn.
Hoping you're a singer, yeah. I know you'll see me watching you.
Stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you.
Get more W. That Gentlest energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing. It's there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get more W, get more power.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't do it like he can do it, y'all. Yo, what's good? Hey, people, what's good? What's happening? What's up? It's me, Brian B. And we at it. That's right. Yo, it's time for the talk of the town. The time to get down. Ready or not, here we come around. It's straight through the roast, baby. Talk. We got that wrestling stuff, y'all. Check it out. That's right. Yo, what's good, everybody? Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I kind of messed with my sound and everything like that a little earlier, but yo, we back at it. Hey, guys, I got some people joining with me tonight. We got some brand newcomers to the show. I'm very excited about that as well. Make sure that you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you do all that crazy stuff to keep us going. Hey, I want to take this time to plug in that, yo, listen, I'm trying to go live on TikTok. On TikTok, man, I got a pretty decent following on most platforms and everything like that at this point. Thank you guys so much for that. And but I'm trying to build them on TikTok. I'm doing crazy shit. I'm not doing crazy shit. I got to make sure I cover myself on that one. But yeah, I'm doing some stuff. I want to go live. I want to talk about wrestling live. Do a couple of quick videos and stuff like that. So please go follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. Brian _B_B_B line. Something like that. Some shit like that. Find it. All your boys on here. Check it out, guys. What up, JC? JC be in the inbox early. JC want to get on the show. JC, listen, man. Let's make JC's night happen, bro. JC, you want to get on? All right, I'm going to send you the invite right now, bro. You better be on here talking that shit just like me. And then we're going to get going. Hold on, I'm going to send JC an invite, yo. JC is a loyal fan of the show. And I've had him come on before. We're going to talk that wrestling tonight. All right, JC, I'm sending you an invite right now, bro. But everybody, check it out. Listen, man, I've been missing a couple of wrestling shows on here recently, so I haven't had the chance to kind of talk about everything that's been happening. All right, JC, that's the invite, bro. So jump in here with us. I think we're going to have like 4 or 5 people in here tonight. I'm not sure. Whoever pops on. We got one person in the waiting room. We have to bring him in 1 minute. But listen, we haven't been talking about a lot of stuff, and there's been a lot of wrestling. I'm actually watching NXT right now for the first time ever. It's like fucking all-star NXT all of a sudden. That's because we gonna talk about it. All right, y'all see the description. Yeah, you know, wrestling has definitely had a lot of ups and downs and turns and twists, and we just went through something recently called FASTLANE, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it because I watched it, and hopefully y'all watched it too. But check it out. We got somebody new in the Beeline room today. We're gonna bring him on and let him introduce himself today. But I believe his name is. I'm just reading it from the thing right here. If I get it wrong, he's going to correct me. Introduce to bringing on straight to the roast. First time, baby. We got Jared, Slim, Jeffrey. What up, brother, man? Oh, should I take you off? Put you on. What up, bro?
What's up, man?
Yo, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate you. Really nice to meet you. We're going to get to know you today as well. JC, we got JC in the room. Yo, listen, this is somebody who's always watching my show. He's always on everything, posting first one to post every comment. Yo, let's bring back on loyal member of the Beeline crew, Mr. JC Strickland. What up,
What up, P? What up, P?
What's going on, brother? You hit me up, man. I said, all right, let me get JC Ass in here. He been wanting to get up in here. We talking that wrestling tonight. Definitely glad to have you on, bro.
Yeah, good to be back with you, man.
All right, yeah, it's great to have you, bro. So Slim, Slim, is that cool? We call you Slim. That's all. That's the name you go by.
That's cool with me, man. Everybody just knows me as Slim, bro. So everybody, it's cool. You just call me Slim.
Cool beans, man. So let's go ahead and let you introduce yourself since you're first timer on the show and everything like that or whatever. Oh, there we go. I think you came back on. There we go. All right, cool. Let's let you introduce yourself, Slim. Go ahead and tell everybody where you're from and you know what you're doing. You got a show? I don't know if you're just a fan of wrestling.
Got you, man. This your boy Jared Slim Jefferson, man, from Jersey, but down here in Greensboro, North Carolina. 33 years old. Shout out to La Familia de Cubano. I've always been a fan, man. My grandma's the one that got me into the sport, man. I remember watching Junkyard Dog, Hogan, Flair, Vader with her, man, and then it just turned into a big thing, man. And like my big brother, God rest his soul, you know, we bonded during that Attitude Era, and you know the Monday Night Wars of WCW Monday Night Nitro, and I was like the kid who loved DX, and he was all NWO, and like, you know, he was the one convincing my mom to buy back then the $70-$80 pay-per-views you had to buy back then to actually watch a pay-per-view on a Saturday or Sunday night. Don't have a show yet, man. Honestly, you know, I thank you for the opportunity. I've been wanting to speak on a wrestling podcast for a long time. Personally, I feel like I can talk with the best of them. I'm what you call a super fan. I watch everything from the E to AEW to New Japan, the Impact, the AAA. I love everything, even the Joshi Wrestling, Stardom in Japan, man. I love everything, man. So I'm a big fan of all aspects of wrestling. I don't believe in that tribalism crap. You know, I believe that competition betters us, especially in this sport, man. Especially for like, you know, what we're getting tonight. Because we all know this is like a counter program because Edge is debuting tonight at AEW. But like, not trying to be funny. If you told me 3 years ago I'm seeing Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and like these people on NXT, and you're possibly teasing a Taker show up, and you know that just tells me like, you know, competition just breeds, you know, stepping up, man. I mean, like, you gotta think about it for the younger kids who didn't live for those Monday Night Wars, man. You know, Eric Bischoff going on national television and saying what was going to happen like the first couple of minutes of the show, almost ruining Mick Foley's title reign at the beginning. You know, you ain't lived through that. And, you know, now we have this dynamic, man, of AEW bringing the heat. Like, it's so great now to be a wrestling fan because there's so many options. Shout out to my boy MJF coming out right now to talk smack to Jay White. So
you watching AEW and I'm watching the other one. We getting both sides right now.
I'm double screening right now. I got both TVs down here in the living room.
All right. There you go. There you go. See, you're doing it right.
But yeah, man, to wrap it up in a bow, man, it's like wrestling to me. It's just been something that's part of my life. I'm a big mental health advocate. Wrestling helped me get through a big depressive part of my life, especially after losing two close people to me. I'll say this: I'm probably one of the biggest Miz fans in the world. He doesn't get enough credit. He's underrated. But like his IC title run back in the day, like just helped me get through a lot of shit. And it might sound silly to some people, but you know that those promos, what he was doing, I just gravitate towards that story. But you know, I'm just a big fan, so I'm just happy that you gave me the opportunity.
I can tell.
I'm just happy you gave me the opportunity to come in here and talk some like-minded stuff with some good brothers. We can debate, we can argue, but at the end of the day, it's all love, and let's put on a good show.
Yes. Thank you, bro. Listen, man, if I had a fucking applause somewhere, I would play it right now, man. That was great, man. Listen, Slim, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really glad that I met you today, man. I posted an ad today, Beeline. If you guys don't know, I posted an ad. I mean, you guys should have saw it. I posted it everywhere. But, you know, I'm just looking for new people that wanted to come on and, you know, join the squad, man, and, like, talk the wrestling, man. Like, we got a bunch of, you know, guys who come in and out. And we got, like, a little crew that we have that, you know, just filter through each other's shows and stuff like that. Trying to meet some new people, yo. Just plain and simple like that. Trying to meet some new people. And, you know, we got a lot of fans out here. And Slim, man, the reason why your story spoke to me because I was literally like, not for nothing. Like, I'm not saying nobody's a fan, but there's a lot of times where I get on and I don't realize that how many people that I talk to, they kind of started watching wrestling a lot later than I did, man. And, like, there's some people who know of, like, the era of, like, you know, the Hulk Hogan's and Ultimate Warriors and stuff like that. But not as many, and I'm surprised, too, because not as many lived through it. Like, I lived through that era. Like, I remember having the wrestling toys of Rick Rude and Ric Flair with the fucking motion arm punching you in the head and the side lock. Like, I had all that shit. Me and my cousins, all that. So it's like, you know, when I hear somebody come on and they're talking about, like, you know, the back in the day, look at this, this shit right here. What's that, the NWA belt?
10 pounds of gold, baby.
Woo.
Everybody knows. Like, I debate this with a lot of people, man. I know everybody loves big gold, but as a purist, man, back in the day, if you had that belt, that meant you were the man, bro. Like, that was what people consider the true world heavyweight title, man. Like, a lot of people have said that, man. I debate my best friend on this because he's a big gold fanatic. Shout out to my boy Pat Elliott. If I knew the name of his other show, I'd plug it right now. So I'm sorry, brother. But we have debates and we go to shows together. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, look how many big golds you see. You don't see any dome globe." Yeah. But I get a lot of compliments on this dome globe, man. Like, I tell people, like, if you're a wrestling fan, when you go to a show, belts is just like, you know, when you go to a car show, people just trying to stunt. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I try to pick people's brains. Like, oh yeah, man. Like, I haven't reached a level to where, you know, I can get, like, the collections I see some of my other brothers have, like the 10 walls and hanging belts yet, man.
Oh man,
but I'm hoping to get there one day.
Yeah. Them things cost money, bro. We were talking about on my last show about, like, you know, they just came out with the wrestling ones for the football teams. The football team belts or whatever. Belts like $600, bro. And you know, you saw what's the name? Pat McAfee came out with the Colts one on SmackDown the other day. Or on FASTLANE, as a matter of fact. And I was looking at it, and that's when I researched it. I'm like, these belts expensive as shit. Like, I ain't playing with all that. I mean, and it's like you said, like, it's they are stunned. Go ahead, JC.
You saw the one that Shane McMahon's son had, didn't you?
Bro, yeah. When he I believe that was Shane's son, man. I remember him when he was little.
Yeah, right. That's the one. That's one was just tiny when he faced Taker in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about when Shane almost murdered himself and his son was in the front row and they was all sad and stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, man. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on. Slim, thank you for being a first timer. You know, and hope to have you on many more, man. Hope that you enjoyed the experience as well. But we've had some stuff go on with wrestling, man. I haven't done a show. I can't remember the last one we did, but I haven't done one since everything happened with, you know, fucking Edge is on AEW now. And that was a crazy experience. A lot of rumbling about it, in the you know, dirt sheets and stuff like that or whatever, but you don't really know what to believe. And I want to do I want to get some comments on that. Let's go around the room real quick. How did everybody feel when they saw Edge pop up on AEW? Go ahead, JC. How did you feel? Or was it a big deal for you?
I gotta tell you, I didn't see it coming. I was actually I was home. I was house sitting for some people up in Albany the night that it happened, and I'm like, okay, when the music hit, I thought they were punking Christian at first, and then Adam comes out, and I'm like, oh crap, this is gonna get lit. I will say it's good to see him still at it though. I mean, this is a guy that's been, we know the history of the injuries and everything like that. Right? But to see it kind of come full circle where he's back, whether he's with Christian Cage or he's against him, to see that come full circle is a great thing to see.
Yeah, I totally agree. Slim, how'd you feel, man? Did you kind of see it happening? You knew it was going to happen? You was reading through the lines?
Honestly, when I saw his last match in Canada, and I'm trying to gauge body language, he looked content with that at first. Now, going from the perspective of could he still go at a high level considering his body and the neck injuries, I felt like, yeah. But for me, honestly, I just thought that with everything he had done in the E, that he would probably take a Legends contract or something and just, ride that way with all due respect.
Right.
Now,
that's what I expected.
Yeah, and then so when I watched Wrestle Dream 2 weeks ago, and I was seeing the end, it was kind of like, foreshadowing, because like they were just kind of dragging along this beating of Sting and the Nick Wayne heel turn, which was really unexpected. And once the lights went out, I was like, okay, Edge actually made the jump. But what surprised me was just hearing his music on a different show.
That shit was crazy.
And and finding out that Beth Phoenix is the one that voiced over his "You Think You Know Him" intro for AEW is actually pretty interesting. Know that. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, how did Edge, get his song?" And people not realizing, like, his song comes from Metalingus, Alter Bridge, which they own the rights to that, so he can take that song wherever he wants. But when he showed up, I was like, there are so many matches he can have. And Paul, shout out to Jade Cargill right now for showing up in NXT like that jump.
Oh yeah, I just saw her fine ass walk up in there. Yeah, she's gonna make an impact. We'll talk about that too. For sure.
Oh yeah, but seeing him just spark the thing in my brain, like we get to see like quote unquote some dream matches like we never thought we get to see, like an Ed, like I'm gonna keep calling Edge, but Adam Copeland versus like an MJF, or of course is doing the thing with Christian and Adam Copeland versus Darby Allin, or Sammy Guevara, or if you get me like a major show, maybe even a Will Ospreay, something like that. It's the possibilities are endless. Yeah. But I always say like, I'm happy for him, because not being able to go out on your own terms has to be a feeling that unless you've been through it, you don't know what it feels like. And I think to want to end your career on your terms and your way is a big motivating factor. So, I mean, I'm happy for him, man. I just hope that, this is like a spark and just like lights a fire under everybody.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think that, like you just said, like one of the things about Edge, man, I'm going to call him Edge. I'm sorry. AEW, whatever. Adam Copeland. He's been Edge to me for 20, 30 years, damn near. So it's like seeing him jump over. I forgot who said it first, but I think it was Matt and Jeff Hardy that might have said it, or I'm not sure, but they said that they would like their final match to be a tag match with Edge and Christian, or somebody said, or vice versa. Somebody said that. And I would love that. I would love to see them go one more time. I mean, and the Attitude Era time is one of the biggest matches was Edge, Christian, Hardy's, the Dudleys and stuff like that. The table ladders and chairs matches and ladder matches.
DLC matches, right?
So, Yeah, define kind of like the time, that extremity of that. But like you said, Slim, like I definitely do feel like there are a lot of opportunity for Edge. I'm nowhere near surprised the first person he went after is Christian. But let me be the first to admit that I am kind of glad that you are on the show and you got a lot of AEW knowledge apparently, because I follow AEW, but I'm not a heavy watcher of it. I'm actually kind of just getting into it now. I know about it. Like I know who's the champion. I know the people who are in it because most of them is WWE people, like so you ought to know them already. But then you have the, MJFs and Darby Allins and stuff like that. But it is making it interesting because I am interested in seeing what Edge and Christian even do. And I didn't realize how dominant of a heel Christian is, bro. Christian is a fucking heel, bro. He's always been great, but damn, he's a heel, bro. And I love that shit.
Dude, I'll say this. Ever since they gave this little baby face turn to MJF, Christian, well, but all due respect to Dominic, Christian is heel in wrestling because I've never seen somebody diss so many dead daddies in my life.
Bro.
And he is so good because like you can feel like he almost means this shit, and it's just like
that's what I'm saying.
Like a heel Christian Cage is like best for business right now. And shout out to the obvious thing that he's doing. Never has the TNT title been more important than it is now. Because let's be honest, it's been a hot potato title for a while. And a lot of people do not want to admit that. Or a title that was supposed to be considered the secondary title to their world title, it became a joke after a while.
Bro. Listen, man, let's check this guy out. And this, like I said, I live on TikTok or whatever. But like I said, I didn't realize that this is what this guy is over here doing. And I've known Christian, ever since Christian first came, and that's when Edge was jumping through the damn rafters and shit. And he was Edge, you think you know me. He had the leather coat and the glasses, and then Christian joined him. And that's where I knew Christian from, and he was always Edge's brother. And then it, deciphered from there or whatever. So when Christian went single, like he was always like, good. I loved the I'm Prettier. That was one of my favorite moves, doing to people and shit like that back in the day. But I never saw him as a standout guy. I never saw him as like even when he was doing the whole versus Randy Orton for Big Gold back in WWE. What is that, like 2011, 12? Like I never saw him as like a standalone guy like that. But he definitely proved me wrong. And now like his super maturity of the business, like he's fucking incredible, man. So
I'd say
let's check him out real quick, and then we're gonna get some ideas. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Sorry, Slim. I didn't mean to cut you off there. You can go ahead. Say I didn't start the video yet.
Yeah, man. I would just say that I think Christian is his career is a little bit victim of the shadow. When you're associated with Edge so much, and then Edge goes on to have great success, it's kind of like, the Marty Jannetty effect. You don't know how good the secondary partner is be until they actually strike out on their own. A lot of people won't realize, like, Christian got a tantrum gimmick to go over. Like,
yeah, I remember that. I remember he was a baby on the floor and shit.
It's like he'd be whining, and then he got that over. Like he's been good.
Yeah, he has. You're absolutely right. Shout out to Warren Marlowe, Buzz and Marlowe podcast. Warren said, Edge, the main reason why I had built confidence to go back to the doctor to see if I was healthy to wrestle again, and he owns that song. No offense, most fans are watching both shows. AEW side Edge's match. I'm not sure what you mean right there, bro. But let me see. This big for wrestling as a whole. Yes, it definitely is big as a whole for wrestling. I do agree. I didn't know Edge grew that own that song either. I didn't know that because with WWE they're trying to own every damn thing. That's why they changing everybody's names every 5 minutes. Solo names. When Solo came out with that fucking Solo on his shirt, I was like, oh man, they got him. Let Solo Sikoa, bro. Let him be. And they was like Solo, and I'm like, oh, we gotta call him Solo, and that's it. But JC, you got something before I play this video? I want to show how crazy Christian ass is.
Go for it,
good? All right, let's check Christian out. Christian crazy, yo. Check this guy out. Come on, bro. Oh, it's trying me. All right, hold on, it's trying me. It always happens. At least one time it's got to happen.
I'm one of the best to ever step foot in this ring. I got it figured out, thanks. That would be like me coming to the drive-thru window and telling you how to do your job. All right. No, don't get me wrong. You think I came back to elevate younger talent? You think I came back to help out the next generation? No, that's bullshit. I came back here to make a ton of money, and that's the only reason. He's a piece of... You raised a piece of... Your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father. But your father's dead.
Talking about Dylan.
That's probably a good thing, Jungle Boy, because he would be embarrassed and ashamed to see how you turned out. Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, your entire family isn't dead, and they had to witness...
This motherfucker's crazy.
Actually, let me clarify. Everybody in your family, except for your mom, Jungle Boy.
Yeah, he's a heel.
Classy as always, Detroit. Classy as always. Listen, the only thing this scumbag city has going for it is that you're close to Canada. You're starting to make your brother sound like the sober one.
Oh, shit.
Everybody knows that you're a clout chaser, Matt Hardy. That's what you are. You'll use your kids. You'll use your wife, your father-in-law, your dog Sparky, your Aunt Ginny, a dilapidated boat, a lawnmower. Hell, you'll even turn a blind eye. You'll even turn a blind eye to your brother and his issues just so you can ride his coattail for one last run.
Oh, shit. All right, we're going to cut it right there for my computer catch on fire. That's some heavy hitting shit right there. Yo, I got to be real. The heat that AEW generates for their talent, I'll give it to them. They got to step up on WWE for that. And I think they have a little bit more liberties, as far as kind of saying what they want, because you could definitely tell him being able to just straight curse somebody out and just say that craziness is very deep, man. With that being seen right now, who would y'all say? Let's just go around the room real quick. Who would y'all say is one of the top heels that we got in wrestling as a whole right now? Ooh. Go ahead, JC. You start this one off.
Top heels. Honestly, I would have to say Solo.
Solo? Okay.
I don't see him going babyface anytime soon. If he did, he would be good at it. Let's not get it twisted. But this whole thing with him in the bloodline, that he is so. I mean, you saw him at FASTLANE. He didn't. There were times he didn't want to tag in once. He wanted Uso to try to take it off because he didn't have any faith in him.
Yeah, they're telling a nice story with that for sure. That's interesting. Okay, you say Solo, you think is top heel material right now? How about you, Slim? Who you think is like top heel material? Even if it's a couple of guys, you got a couple of people that you think is like top of the ranks.
When he's on one, of course, MJF is an obvious choice. But right now, this answer may surprise a lot of people. Don Callis is one of the most obnoxious heels in wrestling right now. The story he is telling with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, and just being just like this sadistic mafia one, like almost like I need to create a family to protect me person. Like, to me, it's just been like top notch. You've got Will Ospreay with you. You just finally broke away Sammy Guevara from Chris Jericho. You just brought in Powerhouse Hobbs to finally get him on track. And you got Konosuke Takeshita, who's already a beast in Japan right now. Those are 4 guys right now that are young and hungry, and following this man are just like, they're going to have a rocket strapped to them soon. Like, we all know how good Will Ospreay is. We all know, I think Sammy Guevara needs just a little bit of something. I don't know exactly what it is, but something just missing for me with Sammy. I don't know exactly what it is, but Sammy can get there. I I feel like it's way overdue for Will Hobbs. Like he's got to me like the total power package and the match he had at I think it was All Out in Chicago against Miro for a big man match. It's probably one of the best big man matches I've seen in a long time. Never in my life, but I thought I would hear like 20,000 people screaming meat every time they hit each other. So yeah,
that was Wrestle Dream.
No, that was All Out in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So they had like, AEW had that weird thing where they had 2 pay-per-views back to back. It was All In, then All Out. So like
yeah. And
like that match was like built like a couple of weeks, being Miro and Will Hobbs. But to answer the main question, man, I think it's besides Dom and MJF, to me it's Don Callis. Like I can't stand that dude when he comes on my screen. He has that face that you're like, ooh, I just want to punch this guy. Like I just don't like him. Like
yeah.
The thing with Callis, though.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things he's done.
The thing with Callis, though, is he's always been like that. I mean, you look back to when the storyline when he supposedly fired Sami Callihan to save Kenny Omega's ass.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting fired.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still learning those guys. I know Don Callis, and I saw him when the whole Kenny Omega thing. I thought that was brilliant. I liked how they flipped Kenny Omega, and he was like kind of typical kind of like jerk off kind of cool Moji guy or whatever. But I mean, if I had to pick, I'd probably surprise a lot of people with my answer as well. I definitely think Dom, and learning what I'm learning now about Christian, I would definitely say Christian's definitely got that heel heat, man. But one person that is really, really on my eye right now, which I'm pissed, and we're gonna talk about Fastlane in 1 minute, but Shinsuke. I feel like Shinsuke Nakamura right now is literally one of the best heels in WWE right now. And not only just because, and apparently, I'm not too rich on his, New Japan history and his, strong style history and things like that. Like I do know some of it, but not too much. And apparently, people are saying like, this is his character, like this is his true nature. But the way his mannerisms, his promos, even if he's not in English, it doesn't matter. It's just everything he does is just asshole like. And that's what I like about a heel, man. I like when a heel is just straight up, I don't care. I'm just doing what I got to do to get by, and you're going to deal with it. And that's how it is. I was watching, back in the day, I was watching, what the hell was it? I don't know if it was King of the Ring. It was one of Triple H's first matches on pay-per-view. And he came out still when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley when he first came to WWE. And he was fighting, who the hell was the guy he was fighting? I can't remember exactly who it was. Damn, I can't remember. But he did some shit where he did the old school heel move when he's getting ready to fight. He's in the ring, and then as soon as they about to hit each other, they dip out the wing and start walking away like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing this. That's that heel shit that you like, oh, get in the ring for the fight. And he go, Macho Man used to do that. When Macho Man in the 80s, Macho Man used to do that shit perfect. But yeah, man. But Shinsuke, man, he surprised me too. Because I had counted Shinsuke out. But, the things with, him and Seth Rollins, I mean, I thought he was phenomenal, bro. I'm like, this guy is, like, building heat. And I feel like if they keep going and building the trajectory with it, like, it would be phenomenal. But we'll see what happens. I know there's been a lot of changes going on in WWE recently, especially. So we'll see, Supposedly Triple H has the control back in hand all the way.
Supposedly he's in control creative again.
Yeah. Supposedly, yes. Hey, Slim, you're you just took a page out of my book. I say that shit all the time because everybody always acts like we see these stories. That's why I said about Edge going. What's it called? You see all these stories and stuff, and then you just never know. And then you over here thinking you know everything, and next thing you know, Vince McMahon found a way to do it from his bathroom or some shit. I don't know, bro. But hopefully, we do start getting some changes because we need the freshness. But, jumping back into Fastlane, man, let's talk about it a little bit. So Fastlane, for everybody who watched it, listen, I'm going to give my opinion. I thought it was ass. I'm not going to lie. There was one match on it that I liked and I enjoyed. Oh, and also, just to jump back over, Dom is another one. Dom is another one that I kind of, that I definitely like as the heel. And I never thought I would fall for Dom. Like, I think this guy was going to just ride his son's his father's footsteps. But Dom is incredible, and of course because Rhea, it's because of Judgment Day. They're definitely adding on to his character. But just him as a whole.
What's your take on McDonough? What's your take on JD McDonough, Brian?
Man, when they put that little motherfucker up against Drew McIntyre on Raw, I was like, they want this motherfucker murdered. But tell me, guys, does he remind you? And even the commentators are kind of hitting at it. Does he remind you of a Chris Benoit?
No.
No?
A little bit, actually, yeah.
I get it a little bit.
JD McDonough, do not get me wrong. When he was Jordan Devlin, he is a very good technical cruiserweight style wrestler. But to compare him to a technician like Benoit, that's all due respect. That's disrespectful to Benoit.
Got it. Okay.
I would say JD is a very more athletic version of Dean Malenko. It's based off what he can do.
That's a good comparison right there.
I mean, because JD is not the tallest person in the world, but he has a decent build for his size. But, it's the height thing. A lot of people...
Yeah, it is the height.
Unless you're like a Rey Mysterio, a Daniel Bryan, and you can play this underdog gimmick up, it's really kind of hard to take a short heel seriously. Don't get me wrong, JD is very, very talented, and I see the game they're playing with him in the Judgment Day, but I feel like he's going to be very extremely limited, especially like based on like when all this is finished and like he's actually on his own in a singles capacity. Like who do you put to where it doesn't look like he should lose every time? Because I'm
telling you,
if I even see him against like a Ludwig Kaiser, I would expect Ludwig to go over more than JD would at this point.
You're absolutely right. And I'm not going to lie to you. I said that one of the things that pissed me off around the time when Rey Mysterio was winning the Royal Rumble, and I think he had a match with like Big Show and JBL or some shit and won, and I was like, listen, bro, you're playing games with me now. Like there's no way I'm going to take this seriously. And Rey Mysterio is the greatest cruiserweight of all time, in my opinion. But no literally, like to have him go up against these fucking, the big dogs, man, the real big dudes. Like, come on, bro. One of the most memorable moments that I have when NWO, Kevin Nash, when he took Rey Mysterio and lawn darted his ass.
I don't know
on that damn trailer outside.
Yep.
That's what I thought every time I see. Like you just said, Slim. Like you just said, I see JD McDonough going up against Drew McIntyre. I know Drew McIntyre in his head. He was like, "Yeah, I know we staged this, but I would rip your head off if I wanted to." And he just started smacking. And like you said, he's good technically. That's why I said like the Wolverine part, like that viciousness. He's got that in him. There's no doubt about it. Like you said, he's good, but believable. I mean, I'm not taking this guy serious. He's a cool henchman. I think he's one of those like underrated dudes that you send in and he'd go in and he'd do better than you thought he would. But as far as like me taking you seriously, like I can't even take you like a Daniel Bryan, bro. Like, and Daniel Bryan's a smaller dude. But
McDonough,
he's interesting. He's making it interesting though.
Yeah, McDonough to me, I think is kind of a combination of three wrestlers. One, of course, that was recently released, and that's Ziggler. But I think McDonough, honestly, I think he's a combination of Miz, Ellsworth, and Ziggler. Honestly,
said Ellsworth.
Oh yeah, I don't know. JC, you seeing something crazy, bro? I don't know about that one. I didn't think of any of them. As far as wrestling style or
no, just I mean,
yeah, no, I didn't see that one.
You talk about the being the henchman role, or you talking about being kind of the sidekick.
Yeah. I just mean as a whole, man. Like I mean, I definitely wouldn't see that, but I mean, if that's what you see, that's what you see, bro. But I just I see JD McDonough kind of like how Slim did. Like, he is a smaller dude. He does give me vibes of Chris Benoit. I don't think he's like, as great of a wrestler as Chris Benoit was a fucking phenomenal. But especially when Chris Benoit, because remember, before Chris Benoit was jacked Chris Benoit, he was small as shit in WCW and ECW. So he was tiny when he had that little fucking mullet cut that he had or whatever. He was small, man. Even when he was on the Four Horsemen or whatever, like, he was a really small dude in WCW. So like, I kind of got, that's why I think I got that vibe from him. He got that ferocious
early day Benoit. Yeah,
but it's definitely it's definitely interesting. And yeah, like Slim. Another thing, when you were giving that, like, when you first, your introduction for the show today, like, when you said that thing about the Miz, man, I've been saying that shit about Miz for I don't even know how long, bro. Miz is one of the most underrated, slept on, because of his background, and because he's not the greatest wrestler, like, by far. I'm not gonna even act like he is, but what he is as a package to me is incredible, especially promo. Promo is unbelievable.
I tell people this, and this new generation of fans give me a lot of flack, and I don't care. But give the man his flowers.
Yeah.
Let's really think about this. We're talking about somebody who came in out the business from reality television, to where if we fast forward to that now, we praise that. People coming in from a social media stars or from outside television and wanting to jump in the E, and we don't bat an eye because we know what's going to lead to a one-off match at WrestleMania, or, I'll give the devil his due, Logan Paul actually being really fucking good.
Thank you.
And taking off.
Incredible.
But let's just look at this kid that came from MTV Real World, actually went on Tough Enough, didn't win Tough Enough, started as the host of Friday Night SmackDown just to get his foot in the door. Dude is literally eating worms just to get noticed. But you know what he was doing? Trying to be that obnoxious host that you wanted to punch in the face. You know what that led to? Hey, let's put Miz in the match so he get punched in the face. That leads to, hey, Miz and Morrison, which for that time in the early 2000s was very creative TV, what they were doing.
Really good tag team. Yeah.
What does that lead to? United States title run. Also lead to Money in the Bank. I don't care what you say, when he cashed in on Randy Orton and that little girl had that mean mug going across the internet, y'all were pissed, and that's what a heel champion is. Not trying to be funny, I get that program was for Cena and The Rock.
Chick, I remember.
But this is a dude who beat John Cena at WrestleMania. Let's be real. And the main thing is, like, okay, even if you don't want to give him credit for his WWE title runs, nobody can deny when Miz had the white strap IC title, he elevated it to a point that nobody had. Because if you look at that time frame, it was hot potato. Ziggler here, somebody else here. Rest in peace, Luke Harper here. It wasn't stagnant. Miz brought that title to prominence. This is also a guy on the 25th anniversary of Raw that beat the Tribal Chief back when he was in Shield mode for the Intercontinental title in one of the most heel ways possible. And the thing is, the underlying thing of what I want to say is, no matter what you give him, he does it.
Incredible.
Not trying to be funny. Not trying to be funny. Perfect example. Shout out to Shane McMahon, blows his freaking knee out. Miz comes in on the fly. We got to do something. Snoop, punch me so we can keep the show rolling. What more do you want, bro? Not trying to be funny.
Incredible.
We all know the Miz is not going to give you a 5-10-star technical match. Is he going to entertain you? Yes. Do you love to hate him? Yes. The dude has done his job, and he's reached a point to where, he ain't got to be in a title picture. You get on Miz TV and he's talking his stuff. He's already being a heel, and you can insert this guy anywhere. That's amazing.
Listen,
you can insert him anywhere.
I completely agree with you. And you know what? Even what you saying that, honestly, I feel like the Miz, his character, would do amazing in the Attitude Era. Not saying that it's not doing amazing now, but I feel like so much more characters got over in that time period instead of just wrestling ability. That's the more focal part of all wrestling, in my opinion, at right now. Like, everybody wants to see 5-star matches. Everybody wants to see flipping matches, and even if it's not flipping matches, it's good matches. You always want to see that. But remember the days where good matches were like, oh man, he threw him to the outside. Oh shit, they're in the crowd. Oh shit, he's choking him with the fucking camera cord. Oh, he put him through the table. That was like, you go back and talk about that shit for days. But now you're talking about, oh man, you see that guy did this, did that, or whatever. They had this match, they had that. So I feel like the Miz's character is definitely something that could have been back then that I see now. Somebody else like that, LA Knight. Look at this guy blowing up.
Oh,
literally.
yeah.
Yo, I was on a show, and my boy, shout out to Dre from the 1130 podcast. Dre is the first person that said something about LA Knight, and I didn't even really know who this guy was. I didn't know anything about, Eli Drake from TNA. I didn't know any of that shit. And but it's just like when he said that, he was like, yeah, he reminds me of The Rock. And I was like, what? That's blasphemy. Like, you crazy? Like, comparing to one of the greatest of all time. But when he sat there and said it, and then I started paying attention, that was right around when he was going up against the Bray Wyatt thing. And I remember watching it. I was a freaking Bray Wyatt fan, bro. And I'm watching like, oh, I can't wait. Yes, rest in peace, bro. But I was like, I cannot wait to see Bray Wyatt destroy this guy. And I'm watching it, being a fan, like, who is this guy is fucking phenomenal. this LA Knight guy. And I'm like, why the fuck was he a manager to the the models?
Exactly.
I didn't know anything about LA.
6 months later.
I didn't know anything about LA Knight up until earlier this year. I'd never even heard of him. But
yeah,
and at first he kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But as I've seen him progress over the course of this year, he has impressed me. And then you go to FASTLANE. He showed incredible talent in that match. The energy was there. He didn't get as much ring time as he probably would have wanted. Whatever. But when he was in there, he showed what he can do. He showed he's at the start of probably one of the better careers of the next 5 or 10 years.
We hope. I ain't gonna jump there. Listen, I don't want to be just selling dreams and shit here. I'm not gonna lie. The guy has been in the industry for a very long time, and I definitely feel like he is getting his pay right now. And he was made. The people made him the star. Like, he made himself the star, but the people brought him forward. They didn't deny him. Like, they were like, this guy is awesome. When he picks up the mic, we love him. We want to see him. And WWE is starting to listen because they definitely weren't listening previously. It didn't seem like it, at least. Or maybe they just knew what they were doing and they would just like execute it right. But now you see him definitely getting, the shine. Even just on NXT, they brought him out as the referee or whatever right now. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I still I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I still couldn't see LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. I still couldn't see LA Knight versus Seth for the belt. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I mean, I can't see it yet. But I can see LA Knight in a dominant picture role like he's playing now. If LA Knight was just fighting Roman Reigns and it wasn't a title and Roman Reigns was still tribal chief Roman Reigns and there was no title involved, I'd be all day on LA Knight. But if it was LA Knight trying to take the title, I don't think I'd be down for it. Not yet. I was down for Sammy. I was down for Sammy. If Sammy would have beat Roman at that Clash of the Castle shit or whatever it was, I would have been all over it. I would have been fine with it. Fuck it. Let Sammy go to Mania and fight Cody. I would have been fine with it. But I can't see. How about you, Slim? How you feel?
Well, to go back to the one point, I was aware of LA Knight, Eli Drake, in Impact, TNA, whatever you want to call it. And then when he had a short stint in NWA, I think he was international champion or he held a belt. And he's actually cutting promos old NWA style. I think he's getting what he's been overdue. You could tell in that promo battle with Miz, how he, described him as like, a horse race and he's on the outside. It's true.
Yeah.
And I think it is like kind of like, when you first see him especially like, you know, for certain fans, it's like, oh, you're just trying to be a carbon copy of The Rock. You know, the euphemisms, the playing to the crowd a little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, you know, did he just watch like, you know, just the Peacock, you know, channel and just like, you know, study The Rock for like the last 5 years?
Write notes and shit.
But the more I just saw like LA Knight, like what made me a fan was like, and this like people might not remember, when he was in NXT, he had a match with Cameron Grimes for the $1 Million Championship. Oh. And this is a title that means absolutely nothing. And he made it mean something. Like, you know, Ted DiBiase is probably one of the most obnoxious heels of all time. And to bring that title out and put that on him, and, you know, he do something with it was interesting. But I'll tell you this, to his credit, what you got to think about is he's only been there for, would say, like maybe 2-3 years in their system, the E. And he just had a tag team match with basically the number one guy besides Roman Reigns. They're not trusting a lot of people in that spot with John Cena and, you know, the Anoa'i family. Like, you know, you got to earn this. And my thing is, for real, you can't deny it. Because, like, when he first got put on the main roster, you know, cut that maximum male models crap just because Vince was out of touch. Like, once he got let loose and became LA Knight, you could slowly but see, like, crowds getting behind him, crowds getting behind him. And then, like, now it's like, you can't, you know, get a louder pop when his music hits. Like, nothing against Damian Priest. I kind of get where they're going with it. But if LA Knight had won the Money in the Bank contract, you probably could not have followed that with any other match that night. I feel like
you're absolutely right.
Like, do I feel like he can be a champion? Yes, but this is the thing with some wrestling fans. They don't like to use logic in certain things. We all know that right now, despite what's happening right now, the only person that can take that belt off Roman. Let's go.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on, Slim. Hold on. All right, fuck FASTLANE. All right, we'll do a quick summary of that. All right, this is Slim's first time in this show, and JC, you always watching. You're a fan. Thank you so much for coming on today. Let's go, Slim. Let's fucking debate. All right, let's go. Let's see.
The only person.
All right, Slim. Let's go, bro.
The only person that can logically take this belt off of Roman Reigns is Cody Rhodes. I get it what we're doing. You know, oh my God, he won the Royal Rumble, get to the big moment, and he loses. Not trying to be funny. This is just one big redemption arc. One big redemption arc. Can Cody find the gusto to, you know, fight back and get to Roman? And let's not try to be funny. You know what the E has done? Oh, you know, we traded Jay to Raw. We're not going to mention that SmackDown still gets something in return. Bum, bum, bum. You know, whoever they choose to get the Rumble, which this year probably will be Gunther, in my opinion, but we'll see. That is still in play. So when Roman is like, who's my next challenger going to be? Who's the next tribal chief? And you hear Kingdom from Down Straight play, let's not be effing surprised. Like, come on. Like, we all know what this is. Cody and Jay are going to keep them tag titles for what? Maybe 2 PLEs at the most, maybe 3.
I doubt that.
You know, let's give them 2 at most.
Let's say 1. Let's say SmackDown.
And the only thing that I hope comes from this Cody and Jay tag team is they actually come up with some new titles. I'm tired of seeing red and blue, silver belts, and then calling them gold. Like, let's get that out.
I agree with you.
The only logical, get back to my main point, they have to finish. They keep teasing it, especially if you look at what Michael Cole was teasing. Heel Michael Cole. First of all, shout out to heel Michael Cole and the mic a little bit on Raw. I like that version of Cole all the time. You know, Cody has to finish his story. He has to finish the story. It's not about being Dusty's kid anymore. We get that. You left and proved that in AEW. This is about you getting the title that nobody in your family ever had. No disrespect to Goldust, no disrespect to Dusty. Goldust peaked at the Intercontinental Championship and getting linked with Booker T. No shame in that. No shame in that.
Best.
But Cody is the only logical person. And not trying to be funny, you know, you got to be careful because if it ain't Cody, everybody's gonna question who you have take the belt off of Roman Reigns. Because if you look at it,
come on, talk to me first. Come on.
If you look at it, like, I love Priest, but I feel like they're gonna make him go after Seth with the Money in the Bank. Now, you know, you still got the Rumble in play, and you don't know what's going to happen in between then.
Yeah.
But look up and down that roster. Is not many people I can put in a program with Roman Reigns and think they're going to come out on top. And I know the people are chirping in the back, but what about Drew? The pandemic.
Drew McIntyre?
Yes, the pandemic messed Drew up from beginning to end. I'm sorry. He was a great pandemic champion, but that hurt him more than helped him because nobody even remembers his reign.
Agreed.
Like, nobody even remembers his reign. And nobody wants to see the old fail-safe of Brock Lesnar anymore. I'm sorry. I love Brock.
No,
nobody's trying
please.
Or
please.
y'all better not try and dig Goldberg out his retirement home anymore. Like, Cody's the only logical person, in my opinion, that you can build a program. The program's already there. You know, so I don't know who else in this day and time you can put in. And then honestly, think about this. We built it all the way to WrestleMania.
Solo came out.
We're already hearing the groans. I'm tired of long title reigns. When is somebody going to beat the tribal chief? When is somebody going to do it? That's going to get even more fuel behind Cody. And not trying to be funny, when that 1, 2, 3 happens, it's probably going to be like Daniel Bryan with the Yes Movement at WrestleMania all over again. Like, that's the vision I see happening.
Listen.
Right. The trick that they're going to fall into, though, the trick they're going to fall into, though, Slim, I agree with you. It's going to be Cody. The question is timing.
Right.
How do they play up to it? How do they make it develop? And what kind of a match does it wind up being?
Exactly. And then also we got to factor in how long are we going to keep this leash on Solo before he snaps and goes off on his own. Now,
I think that's coming. I think that's coming. That's coming sooner than later. I think that's gonna. I don't know. I want to say it, but then I'll be stuck to it. I think that's coming after Roman loses the title. Believe it or not.
I can see it.
I think that I don't know. I don't know. It could come before because, like you said, it is getting teased. We're gonna see a nice dynamic when Roman returns with how Jay's acting. I think we're heading for a Jay Uso versus Roman match. I think that's going to kind of establish where they're going to have I think that's going to be Roman's next match. I think, like you guys said, I perfectly agree with you as far as logically, rationally thinking. They're setting up the story for Cody, bro. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, you know, Cody's the one. He is the next big thing. He's the new John Cena, and he deserves it. Cody Rhodes is fucking phenomenal. I get a lot of heat on this show because I always go against Cody because everybody is just, it's what's supposed to be. It's literally called the story. And I like to think outside the box, man. And I think that with this new dynamic and oh shit, Undertaker came out. Undertaker came out NXT, y'all. Oh shit. They teased him. They said he was coming. That's my boy. Damn, he looks old, man. He still looks great though. That's my boy.
Going to the whole thing about Solo breaking out, I can kind of see one or two things. One, either it's gonna cause problems. He's gonna go after either Jimmy Uso, or he may snap and attack and God forbid attack Roman. He looks like he's ready to bust loose and kick somebody's ass.
Yeah, I think when he finally goes, it's definitely going to go to Roman.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in there with fucking Braun Breaker. Hold on, let's check this out real quick. You watching it too, Slim?
Oh yeah, gotta love American Badass Taker.
Oh man, you gotta love it, bro. Look at Book, man. I was thinking when I was getting ready for the show earlier and I heard Booker T talking to NXT. People forget where Book came from, man. Book is, I remember Harlem Heat, Flat Top, Stevie Ray, Booker T, man. I remember TV champion Booker T, bro. This Book, man.
TV champ Booker T was something to watch, man.
I remember, bro. Remember the damn scissor kick? I used to listen, bro. I was love Book, man. Love his matches.
But shout out to Book for probably creating the best ad lib of 2023 with Trick Williams' theme song.
That whoop that trick. Yeah, I love that shit. I love that shit. I didn't know Book created that.
So like when Trick comes out, he'd be like, "Whoop that trick," and Book be like, "What? Whoop that trick? Yeah."
The whole crowd do it. Believe it or not, shit like that makes these guys, man. Little small things like that make the guy. They'll repackage the whole guy.
You know you're above 30, man, when Undertaker just looks like, he just got out the damn poker game.
Yeah, man.
True.
Woo! Woo!
True fact.
Get him, Taker! Tell him, Take. He was wrestling with his daddy.
Real.
Shit, Rick Steiner was wrestling before Taker was. I'm pretty sure.
Like, I know that's Rick's kid, but when I see Braun, I see Scott all the way, man.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. That's because Rick was jacked too, especially WCW Rick Steiner. He was a fucking monster. But yeah, Scott was he was just a whole. Yeah, man. He was a beast back in the day.
Well, that reminds me, Brian.
Yeah, you're right.
That reminds me.
What's up?
When I was on Live on the Line with you about 6 weeks ago, you and I were talking about this was right after Wyndham Rotunda passed away, and you and I were comparing when we started. You were right. You got into it before I did because I went back and researched, and you were in a couple of years. You got into it a couple of years before me, so going to correct myself on that one too. Because we
no problem. Y'all been in wrestling since the 80s,
we were talking about that, and I was like, dang, man.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with somebody on my show, too, and he's been in wrestling before me. He's older. This guy. Shout out to Derek T. Lewis, man.
Yeah, Taker just stole the fuck out of Braun Strowman. But shout out to Braun for having this moment. They must have big plans for him in the future.
Yeah, for real. They should, man. He's incredible.
Hey, I want to get your guys' opinion on something. I saw something earlier today that said that they're going to do that they're talking about doing a Uncle Howdy thing in honor of Bray.
Yeah, I saw that. Like honoring the legacy and continuing the Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that's going to happen. If it does,
I don't think it should. Honestly, I mean
yeah.
Find a way to pay tribute to him, but that way, no. Find a way to pay tribute to him. Yeah.
I think
find a way to pay tribute to him, but not that way.
I think you just gotta let the man be at peace. Like I get the respect factor of wanting to honor it. Now, if it's a thing where Bo Dallas says I want to do this for my brother, then I'm all for it. But I just feel like nobody's ever going to capture that magic like Bray did.
I agree. I don't think the story will be told right, and like you said, like you both said, really, if Bo wanted to do it, the only way I could see him doing something, well, if you're going to bring Bo back, you want to honor some shit, bring IRS back too. Let him do some family shit. Bring Ted. Well, yeah, I don't know about Ted DiBiase right now, but just you don't have to do his gimmick. You can do something just to be relevant in the company again. But and honor him in that way or through that, in my opinion. But yeah, not the Wyatt Six, man.
Honestly, this might not resonate with some people, but to me, when I look at groups like the Righteous and Ring of Honor and the House of Black and AEW, I feel like that's like kind of like homages to Bray's character a little bit. And then shout out to the House of Black for when they actually had All In London and honoring him with bringing out the lantern during their stage time. I'll be the first to say, like, I know we're kind of veering off subject a little bit, but to me, Bray,
we'll get back to it.
Bray was like this mad genius, and I've debated a lot of people who didn't understand like his matches or what he was doing and stuff like that. Like, for me, I'm a sucker for a good cult leader gimmick. You know,
yeah,
a lot of people have tried. A lot of people have tried, but a lot of people can't pull it off. But Bray was just like, he had all the right elements between Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and adding in Braun Strowman and the original Wyatt family. Till this day, my personal top 10 matches include The Shield versus the Wyatt family at Elimination Chamber. That match, incredible, still stands the test of time to this day. And you just think about this dude got a psychotic Mr. Rogers character over with a demon persona in the background. How creative you have to be to get that over, especially with the red tape sometimes the E has, to get a lot of that stuff over. That might be funny. Besides the Ministry of Darkness, we weren't seeing friggin' pentagrams on wrestling in forever.
Yo, I think listen, people might not agree with me on this shit. I think that the Fiend character and that whole gimmick, I think that tops the Ministry of Darkness, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I first saw the Firefly Funhouse promo, and I remember watching it, saying to myself, "What the fuck is this? What the hell is this guy doing?" I remember how shocked I was because I was like, "This is the stupidest bullshit I've ever seen." And then every week it would just come on to be something different. And I remember, for some reason, I couldn't wait to see what the fuck it was. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I started seeing the images for the Fiend and start building the slow build, the slow burn. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then the first time when them lights went out and how the lights went out, everything, the noise that was made when the lights was going out, and then you saw him appear for the first time. It was a wrap, bro. That was the only fucking thing that mattered in wrestling. I don't care. They could have just had 10 minutes of that, and I would have watched wrestling like this best Raw I ever saw in my life. You're absolutely right, bro. Bray Wyatt was I think that's why, listen, I was sad. I was fucking sad. I didn't grow up watching Bray Wyatt. I just watched Bray Wyatt. But I knew that on that day when I saw that he passed, and we've talked about this many times on the show, on that day when I saw he passed, I knew wrestling was losing something great, man. And that's why I was sad. That's why I was sad, for real. I was sad for the loss in wrestling that was gone when Bray Wyatt left.
And I think it's especially when we know he was battling something, and I think he was just getting right and getting ready to come back and do something special, and it kind of just leaves us with that empty feeling of what if? And for me personally, I hate seeing good brothers go when it's not their time, man. Especially when you're so young, and you just I even say he reached his peak yet. From the puppets in the Firefly Funhouse to actually bringing them to life, and his epic return at that Extreme Rules pay-per-view a year ago. So it's just he was special, man. Truly special.
He had a bunch of untapped potential that unfortunately we will never see manifest. I think honestly, he was just beginning to make his ascent to the height of his potential when the last time he had to go away, and now we won't see where that could have gone, and that sucks big time.
Yep, that's the sad part about it, bro. But Bray, listen, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt for sure. But I want to get back to what Slim was talking about, because Slim, you just opened a can of worms, bro. This has been the debate we've had on this show for 3 years now. Shit, I remember the first time I heard something about Roman Reigns when he first had that title, I had my boy Derek T. Lewis. He was on. That was the first time meeting Derek. And Derek said, I want to see Roman Reigns have a strong title. I was saying Roman's going to lose at WrestleMania. That was a Royal Rumble recap show I did on this channel. And Derek said, I want to see Roman have an epic run with it. I'm like, bro, they don't do that no more because we're not they have wrestling every week. 3+ years later or whatever, I'm sitting here and we talking about who the fuck gonna beat Roman Reigns. So congratulations to WWE for pulling that off, first off. But like you said, Slim, I just got to pick apart a little bit. All right, now, like you said, bro, the thing with Cody Rhodes is the obvious successor to who is going to end one of the greatest title runs in history, if not the greatest, because it's done in this era, which is unbelievably an accomplishment to speak on Roman Reigns and WWE creative at that. To have somebody hold the title, and no matter how you look at it, yeah, we might be tired of seeing him with the title, but the reign, the bloodline story, the creations that have been made out of the Usos individually and as a tag team is epic. From one person holding a title. You can't say that shit about John Cena. You can't say that shit about Brock Lesnar when he held the fucking title at his house. Not even on the fucking show. Roman Reigns taking a little break now and y'all bitching about it? Bruh, give that man flowers, the florist, all of that shit. But just saying all that, this is my shit with Roman, bro. I feel like the smartest thing, what probably is most likely going to happen, just like you said, Slim, I think Cody's going to finish the story. I don't know if it's going to be Mania. I don't know where it's going to be because I think that they're trying to set something up for Mania. It might be a rematch, which I think will be some bullshit, but if it is what it is what it is. I think that Cody's going to finish the story and take the belt. That's going to end Roman. We're going to see what happens after that happens. What I think is going to be the sideways turn, and this is very fucking unliked by my opinion. I think that Damian Priest gonna cash in on fucking SmackDown and take that title from Roman, yo.
That would be a shock.
I think that not that, and that's why, man. And that's literally why I feel like the only way I was saying this shit back before, even before we got into Cody, even before Cody was here. The person I picked to take that title from Roman was the only person that I saw capable of doing it, and that was Seth. Seth was the only person that Roman never beat. And I was hooked on that fucking story for life until they introduced the World Championship and gave it to Seth. Why? Because Seth was the fucking only deserving person in that locker room that owned that title, bro. That owned that title. So once Seth is out the picture, who's left, yo? You definitely got Cody. You definitely got Drew. Drew had his match and lost. Solo interfered. It's a wrap. Like you said, Drew was down. I don't even know who's left, man. You got AJ. AJ has been out. AJ's with the OC. AJ's with this. AJ's with that. AJ ain't never really went up against Roman that I can remember and really had a match where it was for the title. AJ would be a cool pick, but I can't see them building a picture big enough for him to take that title from a 3-year plus successor. Come on, bro. Now, on some crazy shit, some you getting up, jumping out of the air, out of the building type shit. What's going to be something that's going to do? A Money in the Bank cash in. Some unbelievable, unexpected, I cannot believe Roman it would be one of the biggest fucking moments in WWE history. If Roman was in some shit, not WrestleMania, not Royal Rumble, SmackDown. Roman was in some shit and they fucked him up. And you just heard Damian Priest music hit that damn screen, and he came out there, and so here's the story building shit. And Solo runs out and stops at the ring and watches him pin Roman. It's a fucking the story, bro. You feel me? I'm excited just talking about it. And then Jay and Jimmy are like, what the fuck is going on? They can do a whole nother 4-way, all the brothers fight, and then they all come back together and bam. Now they verse the fucking Judgment Day in his babyface bloodline versus heel Judgment Day. Judgment Day's still running. Bro, listen. That's been my shit, yo. So like you were saying, like the Cody is the most obvious. But the problem is everybody keeps going for familiar. And I'm tired of familiar, man. build this shit. You would make Damian an unbelievable name from that one, just like CM Punk, just like when Dolph Ziggler, just like Alberto Del Rio. It makes and establishes a person, a guy. And Judgment Day is definitely doing it for him, but I'm saying that would be an unbelievable establishment for Damian Priest. And I think he could run with it. I think it would be fun.
I agree with you to a point, Brian. The only thing I don't see it happening on SmackDown. If it's going to happen, I think it's going to happen at Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, that's another one. That's a good point. Yeah, Crown. I would hate for a title thing to happen in Crown Jewel, man. I feel like, not saying anything against them, but I feel like something of that caliber got to be done with us, man. We got to be there and that shit. But I mean, what do you think, Slim? What do you think? My idea's crazy. I'm fucking bugging, right?
Like, bro, you make some really good points. I mean, hell, they should probably put you on the writing staff for that idea, right?
Come on, WWE.
I can see that.
They could do a hell of a lot worse.
I never in 2023 would I thought I would hear an Alberto Del Rio reference, so shout out to that. But you're right, man. It's so much stuff that could happen in between this time. And I think, like, I have a term that I use called filler pay-per-views. Like,
you're right.
To me, FASTLANE is a filler pay-per-view.
Yep.
And like, no disrespect to the Sheik or the Prince, but Crown Jewel is just, I got a bunch of money and I want y'all to come over here and do this.
Exactly. That's an elevated live show to me. I've always said that. That's like
I tell people like Crown Jewel doesn't affect any hardcore storylines going on.
You're right.
Originally, Crown Jewel was just to get Mansoor over and show his people that hey, I'm a WWE superstar. No disrespect.
Yeah, now he's gone.
Yeah. I hope you land on your feet, brother.
Yeah, for real.
But I think one thing we didn't mention also that can also be a factor is that what are the future plans for Gunther after we actually find somebody that can actually take the IC title off of him? Because we're getting to a point to where that title has been elevated to a point to where, like, whoever beats Gunther is going to be like the next made guy. Yeah, and prestige. once you take that title off of Gunther, where do you put him? Like, I'm not a big dirt sheet person because anybody can write a hot topic article and stick it on the internet and make it a rumor. But from what I see, you're building Gunther up to also be like this world-beating badass. And like, let's be real, like if he steamrolls through Bronson Reed on the premiere of Monday Night Raw, I don't know who else is going to take that title off him. But I can't see them, from how they've pushed him so far, being a candidate that, hey, Gunther versus Roman Reigns would sell some tickets. And you think about the factors of Gunther's got backup. He's got Imperium. He ain't worried about the bloodline. He's worried about the storyline can be, he can feel like Roman has disrespected the sacredity of his sport. And he wants to, bring honor back to the WWE Championship in his own way because he's the ring general. And honestly, also,
I love that shit.
Also, honestly, shout out to Ludwig because they're pushing Ludwig. People got to catch on. Incredible. They're pushing Ludwig. Like, we haven't had a big outside of Sheamus and Drew. Like, we haven't had a big, true, obnoxious European guy coming in here saying, hey, look at my 8-pack abs. Look at me in my fancy turtleneck. I speak a different language to you. I feel like I'm better than you because I'm from a different country. Like, the short end of the stick right now is Giovanni Vinci. Because I don't know what you're going to do with him.
You're right. Yo, Slim, you're my boy. You better be on my fucking shows from now on. You got it, yo. You got it. You a fan of this shit, yo. Listen, you are. I've been saying that shit also. You're like, a lot of stuff that you're saying out loud right now, I'm just bugging because I'm saying the same shit you're saying. Imperium are another thing. One of the hottest things. I feel like they're being way underutilized. I kind of feel like Giovanni and Ludwig should be a lot more dominant than what they are. I mean, they're doing that whole thing with DIY right now, which looks like interesting. Yeah. But I don't feel like they should be used to elevate. I definitely feel like they should be the elevation. Like usually, and that's why another thing I hated the FASTLANE. Here goes a quick FASTLANE. You know, Cody and Jay won the tag titles off of who the hell had them? Damn, I'm tripping.
So
who the fuck had the tag titles?
It was Priest and Fat Balor.
Priest, yeah.
Oh, that's
Judgment
right.
Day.
Balor,
yeah, damn, tripping. But I feel like they should be contenders. Like you said, bro. I'm tired of the two belts. They've merged every other belt. Why the fuck you still got two tag titles? What are you waiting for? But I don't know if they're going to keep them separate or if eventually, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But, yo, I feel like they should be top contenders, bro. They should be. I'm waiting to see, Imperium versus New Day. And I'm talking New Day, Big E, Kofi, and Xavier. I want that shit back. I missed that. Versus Imperium. I'm ready to see. I'm tired of seeing the fucking Viking Raiders versus Kofi every damn day. There's so much that needs to be done, bro. New, Bobby Lashley and Street Profits. That deal, you got that. You're building that up, but you're kind of stagnating it because you don't know where it's going. Still got the same music, but they're coming out in suits. And Angelo Dawkins, that was the worst fucking ring attire I ever stood in my life. He looked like a fucking high school cheerleader, yo. And I'm not hating, but I'm just saying, yo, listen, my man, don't wear that shit ever again.
I wondered if I was the only one to get the Spirit Squad vibe off that.
Bro, I ain't hating, but I'm saying that was one of the worst. When he came out, I was like, what the fuck is he wearing?
I think we got
like a cheerleader, yo, like a.
I think we got to address the elephant in the room, though, when it comes to the E. We all know for over a decade, Vince is not giving a damn about tag team wrestling. And it's a damn shame. And honestly, I think we're suffering from like a thing of there aren't many true tag teams in the E right now. Everybody is a thrown together. Oh, I've got beef with somebody. You've got beef with somebody. Let me just stick you together. Like, what I loved when I came in and started watching the product was that if you were the tag team champions, like these two dudes were inseparable. Like coming up together, like you think about those glory years of like Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, and then you go like New Age Outlaws and stuff like that. Like when I'm talking like to younger wrestling fans, like me growing up, if you were the tag team champions and the heel world champion had a problem and you were a heel tag team champions, I'm paying you a little bread to go take care of my problem. Like you don't see that now.
Yeah.
Like I can say that tag team wrestling is done better in AEW per se, and that has a lot to do with the teams they have there. Like, you know, you look at like probably the best going right now, FTR, you know, the Revival, whatever you want to call them. Even though they get a lot of shit, you got to give the Young Bucks their due. They are good.
Oh yeah,
at tag.
They're incredible.
You got to give them their due.
They are amazing. They are absolutely amazing.
Look at teams like the Lucha Bros. Like they're doing great things. Like AEW is a big hub for good tag team wrestling, man. And there's a art in trying to tell a story with 4 people in the ring. Like probably one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen. God rest his soul, the Briscoes versus FTR double dog collar match. Like that to me was like almost like that's like peak like rivalry tag team wrestling. Like another one gone too soon. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe, man. Until they can solidify what they want to do in the E with tag teams, it's always going to be suffering. And then, like you said, to their credit, somebody's going to be used as an elevating stick, and it shouldn't be Imperium. And I'm still waiting on that day. I'm still waiting on that day when we get the promo package of a Big E return. I hope he can come back in some capacity. That's another brother where I feel like he was getting red hot at the right time and they started believing in him and something unfortunate happened. And like, I tell people because somebody asked me about this, like, I don't hate Ridge Holland. In that business, accidents happen.
Fuck him for
accidents happen.
but
I know he didn't do it on purpose, but I mean, it kind of like
Yeah,
sucks
he
because
didn't.
like it kind of sucks because like it makes you wonder like with all the changes happening now, where would Big E be fitting into all the mix right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I definitely feel exactly what you're saying because I kind of, one of my things that I can even talk about myself. One big thing for me, like you said, bro, we watching this shit for a long time. The establishment of characters is one of the most important things in all wrestling to me. You're always going to have, talented athletes that are doing this, man. Jade Cargill's, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, these guys. Phenomenal ass wrestlers, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, like these guys, young cats that are coming up in the industry now. Not to mention, we're just watching Carmelo Hayes and, Braun Breaker, like incredible talent. The thing about it is their character, bro. Like you were just saying about Booker T getting over, Trick Williams' music. Small shit like that establishes why the crowd is going to completely invest in you. After the crowd's invested in you, just like LA Knight, you are an established figure in that product. So now that product is building and seats are filling because they want to see that. They want to do that. They want to sing Seth Rollins' song. They want to say, whoop that trick when Trick Williams coming out. They want to say, yeah. They want to fucking go, yes. This is all shit that establishes why people are watching the product, whether it be AEW, WWE, whatever. So it's like you said, bro. The change of what is happening right now between wrestling because of the competition, because of AEW, right, baby, because of the the different people who are running creative and the changes in the business and everything, the ownership, everything. Like, I feel like there's so much that so many new people could have are going to kind of establish in different ways, from the tag team division to what Big E would do. I feel like personally he should be what's it called? But I'm going off the the rails a little bit. But I always try to sit here and say, like, I feel like a character change is always what's going to position somebody for new eyes on them. And with Big E, I felt like Big E should have turned on New Day, yo. I felt like that was another thing that I thought should have happened. I thought it should have been one of those shock turns, not obvious. I thought it should have been them celebrating on the stage and Big E just fucking plowing through them. And like when you turn on somebody like that, you have to destroy them. Like, Tommaso Ciampa destroying Johnny Gargano and shit. Like, it has to be heat, like you just said, all the way back. The Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, kicking him through the window and just beating his ass. Like, it has to be a statement. So you look at this guy like, Big E, why would you do that? And then he comes on and, this is joking around Big E. He puts a fucking suit on and he comes to the ring and says, what, you think I cared about that shit? I want that belt. And then people hate this motherfucker, man. And then you established a heel. You feel me? Like, that's my opinion. Like you said, bro, if I could write for creative, I'd be changing shit. And when you change shit, I know that there's certain reasons why you can't because of, publishing and because of licensing and because of merch selling and all that shit or whatever. But when you change shit, you have to change it. You can't have Roman Reigns get away from the Shield but still have the fucking Shield's music for 5 years and then wondering why everybody don't like his ass and have the same chest protect and being the Shield's Roman Reigns, but you want somebody to fucking take this guy as a new serious product, but then Paul Heyman comes on and his music changes and his shirt changes and the way he looks in the ring changes and he's a fucking champion for 3. You have to change the character, the establishment, everything about it and in order to build brand new. You know what I'm saying?
To your point, the best example of that is Chris Jericho. Look how many times he's adapted 10 times over, no matter what.
Yes.
And to this day, from when he's been in the E, from when he's gone to AEW, from his persona in New Japan, like
New Japan,
that's a guy who gets the business of like, I gotta adapt. Like, we went from, the man of 1,000 holes doing promos against Dean Malenko to a man coming in as, the year 2000, Y2K, Y2J, automatically talking smack against The Rock, arguably at that time, one of the greatest talkers ever. And, we transitioned to a smug suit Chris Jericho, and then like probably one of the best gimmicks ever, the List of Jericho. Like that was funny every week because like let's look at the simplicity. We're talking about a guy who's pissed at you and says, "I'm putting you on a list." Like
that's it. And
that's
over.
it. But it's just like his euphemism, the way he did it, the pause click with the pen, like that. You got a clipboard over, like like come on,
that's it, bro.
Like that speaks to the genius of people like that, and like you gotta adapt. Like even like people don't like it, but even Taker adapted. You couldn't be a dead man for over 20 years. I want to come out and be an American badass. But hey, when I fight my brother and he buried me in the earth, Paul Bear resurrects me and I get one of the greatest pop returns ever with my druids coming out on fire and Dean Ambrose almost catching fire on the stage. But it's all about adapting.
Damn,
man.
that's right. I remember that.
Like not trying to be funny. Another big case of that is you can't be red and yellow forever, Hulk Hogan. Hey, maybe if I do this heel turn and turn the business upside down, things will change.
Bro.
Look at that.
Bro. Yo, Slim, you
Hogan
are
in the
completely,
NWO.
you're completely right, bro. You're complete, but look at the like one thing that you just established here. You want to know something? Even saying all that, you want to know somebody you got to give big ass credit to. And even though he went through his changes, his things, but for the most part, he stayed the same person throughout his entire career. Ric Flair. Ric Flair for his entire career was the jet flying, limousine riding, wheeling, dealing, so kiss stealing. Listen, that motherfucker. But like you said, it's not likely that you make that shit work like that for that long to have one character. Undertaker established himself. He was the dead man, but he was the dead man in different ways. He was, whether it be the Ministry, whether it be the American Badass, whether it be the, the Return of the Undertaker, dead man, whatever. Like. He had a lot of transitions even with that character. Look at Kane. Kane, he was one of my favorites.
Thank
top
you.
5
I was about to say it.
You know what I mean? Like, so many different transitions, even though he was the same character for the most part. It's very
Kane take the mask off the garden was crazy. Like,
wasn't that some crazy shit?
Right?
Remember being little, trying to think about what he looked like, and you're like, always dreaming about it.
And I tell my best friend P says this all the time, like psychotic Kane coming out with the cops and the chains and everything. Like I got a chain to do my match, and not trying to be funny. You'll never see this in today's age, but this is a guy who electrocuted Shane McMahon's balls on live television. Yep. Like this
that was
crazy.
Some wild shit too. That was some wild shit.
It was.
This is also
did you ever see?
There's also a guy who had a psychotic break and set JR on fire.
And punted a baby. Remember that? Oh, no, that was Snitsky. Had a baby and the baby had a miscarriage.
Yeah. Let's not bring up that atrocious. Let's not bring up that atrocious Katie Vick storyline.
Oh yeah. W was fucking wild back in the day, man. That wasn't even like the Attitude Era. That was the other shit. That was the newer era. That was even before that. Yo, but there was Kurt Angle did a special or something. He was talking about one of the craziest matches. People ask me sometimes, what's the one of the craziest matches you would ever watch or whatever. And one of the craziest matches I ever watched was Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon at King of the Ring. I don't remember which one it was, but when that match, Kurt Angle's talking about, that's the crazy shit about like these wrestlers doing these podcasts and stuff like these now and these specials. They talk about like, what happened to them in the ring. And one thing I didn't know, I remember Shane, Kurt Angle fucked Shane up bad when he tried to throw him to the grass and he banged his head. Apparently, like when that match first started, like Kurt Angle almost thought he broke his tailbone. And he had got a thing, and apparently they both like jacked each other up like immediately during the match. And they did all of that extra shit from the damn getting thrown through the glass and it not working and dropping Shane on his damn head to the damn, angle slam off the board, off the top rope. Like
King of the Ring 2001.
2001. You remember that this shit was happening, and you're just watching it. Like as a spectator, like, oh man, like and especially with people saying, oh, this is fake and all this other bullshit. Or whatever, and then it's like you hear these stories now, like, yo, fucking 2 minutes into the match, I got punched and I couldn't even see straight, And now you're watching matches differently. You're seeing these guys. You're like, holy shit, I think he just got knocked out for real. Like, and it's crazy knowing this knowledge of just how brutal this sport is, man. Like,
it's interesting you bring that one up, Brian, because I was watching what do you call it, review of that Shane and Kurt did later, and the glass that he tried to put Shane through the first time was supposed to be sugar glass. Somebody had put plexiglass there.
Yep, that's why it was so hard for him to throw it through that shit. And that's one of my favorite matches of all time. Like, when you talk about, like, brutality, bro, they brutalized each other, yo. And, you don't want to see that shit now because you don't want to. Hold on, what did you say, Slim?
That's back when we were blading something serious back in the day,
bro. For real. Did you see that new video of when they had CM Punk blading in EAW when he was poking himself in the head? Motherfuckers are still going hard, man. Motherfuckers are still going hard nowadays. But listen, we've been talking shit. We about to be talking for hours and shit. Yo, listen, this has been a fucking great show. Listen, I wanted to have a little more structure. We were going to talk about a couple of things, but I haven't had an episode in a minute. And Slim, definitely your first time on, wanted to let you shine. But I've actually really enjoyed this. Beeline, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all been watching all night. Really hope you guys enjoyed this talk too. We're gonna have some more conversations. Definitely more structure a little bit. I'm gonna put together some shows. I'm gonna try to get the wrestling show going every week. I don't want to miss a beat because wrestling is very entertaining right now. So, listen, you guys are more than welcome. I hope to have you guys back on as well. I want to try to
keep anytime,
rotation. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep some more people coming in as well. So we had somebody else who was supposed to come in, but I don't think he was able to make it tonight. But yeah, man. Hey, Slim, amazing job, bro. Your first time coming on and talking shit with us.
Yeah.
Yo, listen,
good to meet you,
got history, bro. I'm really enjoyed it.
Hey, man, I tell you, first of all, thank you for the opportunity, man. Like I said, I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and to talk with like-minded people, whether we may agree or disagree, that's the fun of the topic, man. Like,
for real.
Wrestling is supposed to be divisive. There's something for everybody. Like, I tell people, I'm not the biggest deathmatch guy, but you might be the big deathmatch guy. And some people don't get with all the acrobatics. Some people love the acrobatics. I love technical. A lot of people don't love technical. At the end of the day, man, this is a sport that a lot of us grew up watching, have seen it evolve. We think we know the ins and outs of the business when we don't, but we know what to look for now as adults. And not trying to be funny, it's the ultimate form of entertainment. So honestly, brother, anytime I can come on here, and talk with you, debate with you, I'm honored, man. Thank you for this. Just like you said, it's just a random chance of meeting. Can't be nothing but the man upstairs, connecting with people with the same passions. And keep doing your thing, man. Keep shining. Nice to meet you too, brother, as well. It's just amazing to talk with like-minded people. And, this gets me famous, man. Just give me 10%.
Listen, bro. Listen. Yeah, Slim, you ain't going nowhere, bro. We got you in rotation now, bro, for sure. JC, you always down, bro. Definitely appreciate you jumping on, man.
Anytime, any night, brother. You know that.
I'll throw you the lifeline every now and then, bro. Have you on. It's always fun to have you on as well. Hey, Beeline, I want you guys to know as well. Listen, I wanted to kind of start off with kind of letting you guys know right away that we are going to have new things on the wrestling show. I'm actually working on a game right now. We're gonna play a game similar to the game that I have on my web show, which is usually my Tuesday nights is my web show. But
off the dome.
I'm gonna start playing a game. We're gonna kind of do like straight off the dome, and then we have we're gonna have a wrestling one that kind of incorporates that. We're gonna do like do you know this guy or who is this? Maybe we're gonna do a time thing. Maybe a couple of different things. I'm watching TikTok and some ideas, so I'm gonna try it on my show. Fuck it, why not? But also we're gonna have Slam of the Week. We're bringing back Slam of the Week. It's gonna be called Slam-a-Rooney, and Slam-a-Rooney is gonna be some of the craziest ones. I actually had one for this week, which was when Drew McIntyre. I don't have the clip. I forgot. I'm getting my shit together. It's all right. But when Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston had that match last Raw, and they were on the outside, and Drew had Kofi, and he did on some fucking taking his legs and throwing his head, and his whole body went forward onto the apron on the outside by the ring announce table. Listen, man, that shit looked brutal, bro. Let me see if I can see it real quick before we head out of here. That shit, did y'all see? Y'all know what part I'm talking about?
I didn't see it.
He had slammed Kofi's ass like he was like literally like a rubber band, yo, and slammed him through the thing. I don't remember. They had a whole bunch of videos saved here. We'll watch the next time. That was another funny thing when
I know the edge of the apron of that ring. Those things are harder than all get out.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say it's the hardest part of the ring. I mean, I don't really know what that means. I know that seeing like what's under the ring after everybody like pulling the ring up. We had a conversation about this with a couple of wrestlers. I didn't know there was just wood panels under that damn board, man. That shit is a piece of wood.
Wood panels and
it's literally wood.
I think it's wood panels,
like
and
a
then
flat ass.
the edge is steel supports.
Some crazy ass shit, man. People just getting slapped. I don't got the video. I thought I had the video still here. It's probably somewhere just on here. But yeah, that was my slam. I was going to start with that one to introduce it. But we're going to do just different things on all the shows I'm trying to build up. We also have we have this thing. Hey, and y'all more than welcome to join as well. We have this thing we're doing, the Last Laugh Challenge. I'm getting it going right now. I'm telling y'all.
I read about that.
Shit right here is going to be fun. This shit is going to be fun, yo. We're literally going to be watching videos and challenging each other on who can laugh and who laugh. Who laughs? I can't.
Have you decided when that's going to be?
Who laughs last? No, I didn't. I haven't. I'm working on it now. I have a lot of funny ass videos, and we're gonna put them on, and whoever laughs is gonna get the point. I'm even deciding to try to see if we're gonna do it for like some different types of prizes and stuff like that. I might even send some fans prizes and stuff like that. So stay tuned. We're doing a lot of big shit on the channel. The Beeline ENT LLC taking over. Yo, good night, guys. It's been great having you guys on. Like I said, man, thank you guys so much for stopping on. Really appreciate you guys. I'm really gonna look for you guys to come on and see what else we're gonna talk about next time. And but Beeline, I love you guys. Stay true, stay positive, pay attention.